We're back. My next guest has appeared in such films as Baby Boy and Hustle and Flow. Well, now she's been nominated for an Academy Award for her work in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Please welcome Taraji P. Henson. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I love your name, too. Oh, thank you. Galvey's alienates the ladies. I love your name, too, Taraji. What a great name. Did you like your name growing up?
I hated it.
You hated it.
No one could pronounce it.
Right.
I was like, Mom, why couldn't you name me Kim or Sue or something so people could pronounce? But then once I started to grow into my own...
Yes. Then you're grateful for... I mean, that was my story, too.
Yeah.
As a little kid, I hated my name. I didn't like it. Because I wanted to be, Blaze. I wanted to have a name because it stuck out. When you're a kid, you don't want to stick out that way. And then later on in life, I thought, okay.
It.
Yeah, I grew into it a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah. Now, so much to talk about. You have this Oscar nomination. That's got to be so exciting for you.
Yes, thank you.
And it's funny because I thought about this today. A lot of people are nervous to go to the Oscars for the first time. You performed on the Oscars a few years ago. You sang a song from Hustle and Flow, It's Hard Out There for a Pimp.
Yeah, I sang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hard out, what was that experience like, singing for that crowd?
It was a little embarrassing. I mean, the Oscars is like royalty, and I'm on the stage singing about pimps and hoes and bitches.
Right.
And there's Judi Dench and Meryl Streep and Helen Mirren and Tom Hanks, and I'm singing about pimps and hoes.
Right.
But the refreshing thing is they had their fists pumping in the air, and they were singing with me, so...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, then I go backstage, and I see Tom Hanks, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry that I'm on stage singing about pimps and bitches and hoes. And he's like, oh, that's okay. I call my publicist a bitch all the time.
He does. I've heard him. Now, you, like a lot of people in this industry, you paid your dues.
Yes.
You were a singing waitress. Is that right?
Well, dancing.
Singing
waitress.
and dancing waitress. Mm-hmm. Okay.
On the Spirit of Washington, in Washington, D.C., where I'm from. And
the Spirit of Washington, is that
it's like a dinner cruise, a small little vessel that cruises up and down the Potomac River.
Okay.
Yeah, and, we do these really, really corny Broadway reviews or like a Motown throwback, and then we all sing our solos, and mine was Proud Mary. And, Tina Turner, that's a tough act to follow. And I had these long braids, and I'm like swinging the braids around and getting seasick all along while I'm doing it.
Now, do you have to be holding trays of food while you're doing that, too?
No. It was buffet style. So, all we had to do was serve the drinks and get them really, really drunk so they could enjoy the corny music we were singing. Like the song and I don't mean to take anything away from the Spirit of Washington. If you're ever in Washington, D.C., they have one here, the Spirit of New York. Please go. It's a hoot. You'll have a ball. But, it's quite humiliating when I'm, singing, ooh, spirit, we've got the spirit. It's the corniest.
Well, also, I've been in the situation where I've had to perform for people who are eating. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about people like...
Scraping the plate.
Yeah, no.
In the middle
and then
of your solo.
They look at you, and then they turn back at their mashed potatoes, and it's like, yeah, you're both of equal interest to me.
Exactly.
Which is, you know what I mean? There's something like, no, I'm more important than food.
I'm more important than your mashed potatoes. Look at me.
Are you a good dancer? Because you mentioned you danced as well. Are you a trained dancer?
Well, I did. I went to Howard University, so I had to study everything: dancing, makeup, hair. I have the body of a dancer. So I would walk into the room with these long limbs, and I dressed the part. I always dressed the part. And I'd walk in, and everybody go, oh, my God, she looks like she dances with the Joffrey Ballet. And then it's time to move across the floor, and then it was not so pretty.
Right.
I'm more of a mover-weller.
A mover-weller.
I move well. I
Yes.
have rhythm. I can catch the 5, 6, 7, 8, and do the step. But I don't dance for the Joffrey Ballet. They would laugh at me at that audition.
Yeah. I was given ridiculously long legs.
I know. How does that work?
My waist is right here. We have special shirts that are made, but yeah, my package is here. My waist is here. But but anyway, you don't want to see. I have such long legs, and people said like, "Oh my God, you'd be." But I knew a little.
Did they get tangled up your legs?
Yeah, they do often. They just spin around each other, and then I unwind really quickly.
Really quickly.
That's
So
how
it
I
looks
dry
like
myself after the shower. Yeah, I wind up and then and then it's out. Now, I'm curious. Let's talk about this movie, because this movie's been nominated for so many Oscars. You're up for an Oscar. This is very exciting. And you got to work with Mr. Brad Pitt, which is very cool. And it's interesting because you're such a young, beautiful woman.
Oh,
you get this role. They call you up. You say, yeah, I'm so excited. And then you find out that you're playing Brad Pitt's mom, adopted mom. That must be a strange thing that you realize. Just because the movie, he's aging backwards and...
Yeah, I thought that it was a little strange because, you know, you have a list of people you want to work with, and certainly Brad Pitt was at the top.
Right.
I just found out God has a wicked sense of humor. Oh, you want to work with Brad Pitt? You'll play his mother.
Yeah.
And you'll a fat, lumpy, wrinkled, fat suit and fat, wrinkled skin. There you go.
Right,
Thank you.
We have a picture here of... This must be very strange to work with this. You worked with a robot baby.
Yes.
This is not a real baby. There's like 3 AA batteries inside this baby, and it has an old Brad Pitt face on it. Is that right?
Yeah, well, actually, oh, God, that thing was so ugly. I had to fall in love with it because I knew that in order for the audience to follow Benjamin Button's journey, it fell on Queenie, my character's shoulders. If she did not fall in love with that baby right away, then we'd lose the audience.
Right.
So there were moments where I had to stare. I just took that baby in a corner, and I just stared at it and stared at it and stared at it until it was cute. And eventually, it was a little cute.
You're a very good actress. Yeah. They basically handed you a smoke detector and said, "You love this smoke detector?" Oh, we have a clip here from The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I believe this is where Brad Pitt is coming. No, that's not it either. The audience is telling me I'm wrong. I don't know which one this is. Let's just play it. What do you say? Let's take a look.
Now listen up here. We're gonna have us a visitor that's gonna be staying with us for a little while. My sister had a child and she couldn't see right by it, so. He's known as Benjamin. Benjamin. He's not a well child, so we're gonna have to take good care of him.
I had 10 children. There's not a baby I can't care for. Let me see him. Oh, God in heaven. He looks just like my ex-husband.
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is in theaters now, and congratulations on your Oscar nomination. Thanks for making time for us, and please, come see me again.
I'll see you in L.A.
You'll see me in L.A.
Yes, I will.
Yes, and I will get you an In-N-Out burger.
Yes.
Taraji P. Henson, thank you so much. We'll be right back with Nate Bargatze, very funny guy.